Watching Golf Channel.
The U.S. Women's Open playing catch-up at the Broadmoor. Only 25 players completed their first rounds on Thursday after storms rolled through Colorado Springs all afternoon. Sleeping on the overnight lead, two contrasting characters. World number 2, Christy Kerr, in search of a third major championship victory. And Amy Anderson, an 18-year-old rising junior at North Dakota State, playing in her first ever LPGA tournament. It's Golf Central, and we are live at the United States Women's Open.
Golf Central pregame, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods.
Play underway at 9:45 Eastern Time Friday morning. The conditions much like they were on Thursday morning. Blue skies, comfortable temperature. We're just hoping the storms stay away and we can get a full day's golf on the East Course at the Broadmoor in this 66th playing of the U.S. Women's Open. And we are very glad that you could be with us. Tom Abbott and Charlie Reimer overlooking the 18th hole at the Broadmoor. What a setting and what a week we have in store if the storms stay at bay. Charlie, you've been out on the golf course this morning. Did you walk or did you drive in the car?
I had a quick spin. You know I was in the car.
What did you see? What did you see?
You know what I saw? Absolutely perfect scoring conditions. Nice group of fans out on the golf course. A lot of spectators here. I saw a lot of smiles. Not from the players, from the spectators. The players are still trying to figure out this golf course. A very, very difficult golf course. They're not smiling. They're focused on what's in front of them. It's a very difficult task for them.
Well, the galleries here love their golf in Colorado, and they will be supporting, I'm sure, Amy Anderson, who is the story so far, aside from the weather. And we can take a look at some highlights from the conclusion of Anderson's first rounds, which happened this morning. She came back on the 13th hole. Here she is on the 15th, chipping for par.
It'd have been a heck of a par, but she's happy to take bogey. A lot of times in U.S. Opens, bogeys are just as valuable as pars or birdies.
Drops back to 1 under, but she birdied the 17th, and then on the 18th had this for a 69. First round under 70 this week. A par at the 18th for Amy Anderson. She is in the house as we take a look at the leaderboard, currently second on her own. Karen Stupples, battling out there on the course at the moment, has got it to 3 under par through 7 holes. Very important stretch at the moment for Stupples because she is trying to work her way into the European Solheim Cup team, which will be announced in mid-August. So, wow, what a start we have from Amy Anderson, Charlie. And what do you make of this? I mean, it could have been that she slept on the lead, came back, and it was a disaster today, but that's absolutely not happened.
Well, she showed great nerve in finishing off the first round. Very much impressed me. But this is a talented young player. Maybe one of those players you don't hear a lot of because she is at North Dakota State. But remember, she is a U.S. Junior Girls Champion back in 2009. Elected to stay close to home, to go to school. Graduated from high school when she was 16. Really, you know, in North Dakota, the season's pretty short. You can't get on the golf course until mid-May, and you're off by the end of October. But she sounds to me like someone who's really, really intelligent, has a great plan, has got a brother on the bag who's doing a wonderful job for her, but no experience playing mountain golf and very little experience, if any, in big championships. So obviously she's performing very well in what is a difficult situation for her.
Well, Amy Anderson has been on the range in the last hour or so, hitting some balls, working on her golf swing. Now, the important thing to remember is that the schedule for the rest of the week is ever changing because of the weather. So let's take a look at how things are going to progress here at the Broadmoor later today. And we are going to get things kicked off. We'll just take a quick look at what's happening later on Golf Central. You can see plenty of things going on, Charlie, but as we talk about what's coming up later today here at the Broadmoor, they're going to try and finish this first round and then get the second round completed tomorrow. It's going to be a bit of a mess. The main thing that we hope for is that there is no more storms in the area. So plenty more to talk about with Amy Anderson, who is having a very good week so far. Our third member of the crew, Whit Watson, has been talking to Amy this morning. He's down on the driving range now. Whit, what have you found out about this young lady?
Well, Tom, you alluded to the impressive resume when she did post that round, finishing her first round early in the morning. She was the first player in the clubhouse in the 60s with that round of 69. Only 18 years old, in fact, turns 19, coincidentally, this Sunday. Already has that U.S. girls junior victory. In her first 2 years at North Dakota State, she's won 10 tournaments, 5 as a freshman, 5 as a sophomore. And as Charlie alluded to, her brother, older brother, Nathan, is on the bag for her this week. He also a member of the golf team at North Dakota State. And so far, it's been an impressive debut for Team Anderson here at the U.S. Women's Open.
I don't know that the course is playing a whole lot different than some of those other championships that I've played in, especially if you're hitting the fairways and greens. And so I'm just trying to make it pretty low-key, and honestly, I don't have to try too hard. It's pretty natural.
Thursday, you talked about your brother Nathan, who also plays at North Dakota State. He's on your bag this week, and you said that he's giving you great reads on the greens. Describe the process and where he gets his information.
Well, we got here about a week before this tournament started, and he started charting out the greens. They have a topographical map that they have for every green, and so he's good at reading those, figuring everything out. And so he just tells me where to hit it, and I pretty much do that. You know, during the round, he's wrong probably 1 time on average, and I'm wrong about 30, so I generally go with what he says.
Long day ahead, and likely no golf for the rest of the day. If the weather holds out, you might get out there late. What are your plans for the day?
I'm going to hit some balls, putt a little bit, and then just go home, chill, relax, try to keep it low-key.
And try to take your mind off the fact that at the moment you're leading the U.S. Open?
Right, exactly.
There are tee times, in fact, up until 9:12 p.m. local time. They expect the light to hold out. Some current and perhaps future Hall of Famers sharing that early leaderboard with Amy Anderson. Kari Webb, Imi Azato, both coming in 1 under, rounds of 70. Christy Kerr had about 3.5 holes to finish in the morning, made a couple of bogeys coming in, but still manages an even par round. Every player in the field dealing with the challenges of not just the golf course, but also that lengthy weather delay on Thursday.
Amy Anderson, 18 years old, an amateur, and Brando, very mature, at least in listening to her.
Good-looking golf swing all week before she teed off. She was gushing about the fact that she got to see Morgan Pressel and Kari Webb and Annika Sorenstam. Playing behind her was Suzanne Pedersen. She felt like she was just blessed to be in their company, and right now they're chasing her.
All right, more on that, a great development when we come back.
Back live at the U.S. Women's Open. Taking a quick check of the scores at the Broadmoor. We have a young lady from California at the top of the leaderboard from San Clemente, California. Ryan O'Toole at 3 under par alongside Karen Stupples. You may remember Ryan O'Toole from Big Break Sandals Resorts. She was on the Big Break a couple of seasons ago. She's tied for the lead in the U.S. Women's Open. A big hitter, Ryan O'Toole, and that could be an advantage on this golf course. There's Amy Anderson, the leader in the clubhouse with a round of 69. And it is a great pleasure to welcome Amy to our set. Thanks for coming up, but you don't have much to do today, do you?
No, I'm going to have to fill my time somehow, probably a nap or something. I've already practiced myself out and played a little bit, so I'm ready to go rest a little.
Now, you came back on the 13th hole this morning.
Correct.
Did you get much sleep overnight?
I did, yeah. I probably got about 7 hours of sleep, so it was good.
Now, the pressure's off because you're not leading the golf tournament, but you seem very calm out there, even with the pressure on.
Oh, well, I mean, last night, you know, I had finished 12 holes and I had the lead, I guess, but I didn't really think too much of it. It's like, it's 12 holes, you know, and half the people hadn't teed off, so, I mean, I didn't really put too much pressure on myself or anything. It was pretty comfortable.
Your brother Nathan is on the bag for you this week. I understand that he is very, very helpful, in particular on these greens for you.
Yes, very much. I mean, he came out here, we got here about a week before the tournament started, and he was charting the greens, figuring them out, and this mountain plays a huge effect on the putting greens, and so he's got those pretty much down pat, and so he just tells me what to do, and I try to do it.
Now, you were a great player coming out of Oxbow, North Dakota, the 2009 U.S. Junior Girls Champion. Really, I know that some of the top schools tried to lure you out of North Dakota, but they had no chance. You had your heart set on North Dakota State, correct?
I knew I wanted to stay close to home. I mean, I looked at some local schools, but I mean, I love being a Bison. I'm really glad I stayed close to home.
Now, you got a lot of family here this week, haven't you?
Yes, I do. Family and friends. A bunch of people came down from North Dakota.
How many people? Come on.
Probably about 30 or so. So it's been great. I just have a big crowd out there supporting me, and family in the area that are here. And so just a big crowd out there supporting me all the time.
Now, what are you looking forward to for the next 3 days?
You know what? I've just had an awesome time so far, and it's going to be the same thing, just watching all these players, learning from them, and just playing the golf course. It's an amazing venue, and I just feel privileged to be here.
Now, let's talk about what happens over this weekend. It's obviously going to be exciting for you, but is there a goal in mind? Do you set a target for round 2?
I want to make the cut. That's my goal right now. And I mean, I'd love to take a top 10, or obviously the higher the better. But coming in, it was making the cut. That was my goal, and so I'm hoping I do that.
How much did the U.S. Junior Girls Championship win sort of change things for you?
It changed a lot. I think mostly in the confidence that I have. I know that if I'm playing well, I can play with the best juniors at that point, and now I know I can play with the best players in the world. And so it really changed my confidence level a lot.
I know you're studying accounting at North Dakota State. I saw where you got a minor in fraud investigation. Have you checked into this guy?
I am clean.
He claims to be English, but I've got my suspicions.
His accent sounds authentic to me.
There you go, Charlie. That's it. Take it from the clubhouse leader of the U.S. Women's Open. Now, going out to dinner, are you cooking in the house this week? Are Mom and Dad putting on meals for you?
You know what? Actually, my parents are staying at a different place and my brother and I were just spread out around relatives, and so I'm not really sure what plans are for supper.
Now, I talked to your brother yesterday. He said you might caddy for him at the U.S. Amateur if he makes it. Is that right?
If he makes it, I'd love to. Yep.
Well, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the week, Amy. Come back and see us if time permits.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Keeping a close eye. Best of luck to you. Well, plenty more still to come from the Broadmoor. We'll be keeping a close eye on the leaderboard where Amy Anderson is